Welcome back to another episode of Trap Talk brought to you by Craigoff.
The choice of champions, folks. The best gun out there. Get you one. Need
I
one?
can't
Call
disagree.
me.
I can't disagree. Today we've got Derrick Mine on, and he's shooting a Craigoff.
He's back with Craigoff. Yes, he is.
So
Hammer
tell
time. Watch out,
the
folks.
folks what they got to look forward to today.
Listen, good episode. Recap of Derrick's last Olympic run. This was his second Olympics. He finished fifth this time. Shot well. Went on a long run. A lot of good stuff. Talking about his experience and hopefully he can make it to the Olympics in LA in 2028. Which I'm thinking Zach and I are going to go just to watch.
Spectators.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah,
I think Zach should go as a competitor, though. He should try.
Hey,
what do you think, folks?
You never know. I mean, I can shoot those doubles, so I stay in the gun. We'll have to figure it out. But we talked a little bit about his new gun, how he has it set up. Talked a little bit about his tournament schedule moving into 2025. But it's a great episode, guys. Just give it a check out. With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
Welcome to Season 3 of Trap Talk.
Brought to you by Craigoff, the choice of champions.
Welcome back to another episode of Trap Talk from the Back Fence. I'm your host, Zach Nannini, and I'm here with my co-host, Richard Marshall Jr.
What's up?
We are rolling into Season 3, 2025 year, which is fantastic. And we've got the one and only, none other than Mr. Derrick Mine. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
So Ricky, we've had Derrick on the show before. We were talking with him last time when he was preparing to go to Paris. But if anyone missed the show, tell the world a little bit about Mr. Derrick.
Well, he really doesn't need that big of an introduction. Everybody knows who D Mine is. I think they might know his dad a little better, but no, I'm just kidding. His dad's a very well distinguished shooter, as Derrick knows, but. Derrick was a collegiate shooter. He's a multi-time All-American sporting clay shooter, world champion, national champion, Olympic. He's done everything. So sporting. The only thing he hasn't won yet is a Grand American ring and a skeet world championship, but he's been in both shoot-offs. So, I think one day he'll get there.
I was AAA champion.
Yeah, but that's just class. That's, like Zach says, that's just, like kissing your sister. But no,
hey, you did good. You did good.
I remember when you guys were in that shoot-off, Zach was worried.
I said, damn it. I said, this Derrick Mine, he's a handful. But hey, good shot's a good shot. So you can't take that away, no matter whether it's sporting clays or skeet or trap or Halise or whatever game you're shooting, or you're going out and shooting some birds in the field. Like if a person knows how to shoot, they're going to be pretty much deadly at anything they do if they put their mind to it and they want to excel in that environment. That's what I've seen to be true more times than not. So. Well, Derrick, welcome back to the show. I know last time we talked about, Tokyo and we talked about your whole shooting career. And today, we just want to know, what was the lead up like after the show? So put yourself after the show, 90 to 120 day window out from the Olympics. What was going on in your head going to Paris? And then kind of walk us through that experience going to your second Olympics.
Yeah, I was doing everything I could to make sure I was prepared when I got there to not only compete, but handle the environment, handle the situation. I did a lot of reflecting on my time in Tokyo and trying to pull away from that what I could out of the memory bank to make sure that I handled the situations that get thrown at you. You're pretty much at the mercy of whatever is planned while you're there. So if you want to go to opening ceremonies, you gotta decide, is it worth the late night, because like this time we didn't get back to our village until like 3 in the morning. Um,
Wow.
so, but we were 4 hours from the main village, where we competed at. So it was quite the ordeal to go down, do opening ceremonies. I gave up a practice day to do it. But that's one of those things you don't know how many times you're going to get to do it, and to be on the boat with all of Team USA. I got to talk a little bit with Steph Curry. He was nice enough to hang out at the back of the boat with us commoners. So that was kind of cool. And
Yeah.
but just in general, being around the team it's an incredible experience. Everybody's there pulling for you because you're part of Team USA. Doesn't matter what event you're in, what sport you're in. Um, if you're sitting the bench on that sport, or if you're there, you're part of the team, and everybody treats you like that. So that was really cool. Actually, truly getting to experience it without the COVID restrictions was just awesome. Um, I
Yeah, because the
I was
first time you went, the opening ceremony wasn't extravagant, I would imagine, correct?
Yeah, so we had the processional walk-in like always, but you're standing there in line, everybody's wearing their masks, you can't really tell who's who. And then when we went into the stadium, it was still pretty cool. They put on their show, but there was nobody in the stands because of COVID.
I see.
So there wasn't the roar of the crowd when you walk in. I still got chills in Tokyo, but being on the boat when they were announcing us as we come through, that was really cool. Um, just it, it it's an experience that you can't really explain. Like the feelings you get being a part of something that big is unexplainable.
So, Derek, reflect back on what you said. You're 4 hours, your village away. Now, is that 4 hours from where you shot, or was that 4 hours from where the opening ceremonies was?
So the main village was in downtown Paris, and that's where the opening ceremonies was.
Okay.
We were at a satellite location, and we had our own village in the town of Châteauroux, which was almost a 4-hour drive from Paris. And that's where the competition was held for shooting.
Interesting. Okay. So that's as I was to say, if you had to drive 4 hours for every competition, that's
Yeah, so they
that's
had
Well,
your own
that,
they had your own setup 4 hours away from everybody else. And is that because of gun restrictions basically and have where the range was? I mean, is that kind of what that was or
No, that's just where the location they chose. They had a facility that was already halfway set up, and then they added to it to handle all of the Olympic shooting. They built a rifle pistol hall with the finals hall and a ceremony stage for all of that.
so you're
But
talking all shooting sports. You're talking,
yeah,
small bore, you're
yeah,
talking
everything.
yeah,
uh the trap, the skeet, everything is over there at that range.
yes, yep. All
So
all of shooting.
is it a very large range to do? I mean, how big do you have to make your range to be able to accommodate some type of event like this?
For the Olympics, you really only need 3 trap fields and 3 skeet fields, and then I think they had a 50 bay rifle haul, and I think about the same on the pistol side. Um,
Okay.
it was all on probably 40 acres, I'm guessing.
Okay. So it doesn't have to be like a monstrosity like a Sparta.
No.
It doesn't have to be that big. I mean, it just has to be able to facilitate the competitors that are there. And I'm sure like when we talk about LA in 2028, I mean, they're probably going to have to make some adjustments to that range between now and then, correct?
Yeah, so they haven't decided where they're going to have it yet in LA. For a size comparison for your listeners, if you take the clubhouse in Tucson and go back towards the road, so back to the east, that area, if you include all the campsites and stuff, that was about the size of the range in Paris.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I was just there, so that's a good reference point.
Yeah.
We were having fun.
Yes, we were. Zach got the Rue trophy.
Yeah, I did get rude, but I was right there, baby. All right, folks, we got to take a quick second and give a huge shout out to our title sponsor, Craigoff. Me and Ricky both shoot him. We both love him.
Yeah, best gun in the industry. I shoot them, I sell them. Nothing better, folks. Get yourself a Craigoff, your scores will increase.
Yeah, I mean, Ricky's got hundreds and hundreds of hundreds with his. I mean, I've got a few hundreds, but I'm always working to get a little bit better, and they definitely help me, that's for sure. So on top of that, we also got to thank Winnig. I'm wearing the shirt today. Love this shirt. If you're down at the Grand, pick one up.
Yeah, winning, like I said, Zach, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds with my winning stock. You know, get a hold of Bobby, Luke, Bill, get an appointment set up. They will make you a better shooter with that winning stock.
Of course, yeah, the Grand's the great place to do it. Give them a call, get on their book. It's worth your time.
Just remember, winners shoot winnings.
With that being said,
Let's get back to the show.
For you, you know, that first day to make that decision to say, okay, I want to, you know, skip my training day. Was it just so you could get enough rest that you felt rested going into training moving forward?
Yeah, so I was there early enough. I think I had 3 days of training before opening ceremonies. And then the day after opening ceremonies, we were able to have an off day completely. And then the following day was our official practice day. So this way the schedule worked out, I had plenty of time to rest and recover after the long night of opening ceremonies, before anything important. Got a little practice in on that official training day, and
So that
then
opening ceremony night for a lot of people, I'm sure, is a let loose night. Like let loose a little, maybe have a cocktail or two, and have some fun and enjoy instead of doing it and running right into a competition.
yeah, cocktail would have been nice. There were
Yeah,
no
there ain't no
no drinks to
cocktails,
be
Zach.
had.
No cocktails?
Zach, it's the Olympics,
No.
son. This isn't the drinking
Yeah.
Olympics.
Hey,
That's why you are
You
not an Olympian.
it used to
hey, I
be there
figure
would
they might
be
have a cocktail
a
here and
beer
there.
garden or something in the village, but the last couple Olympics, there's been no alcohol.
I didn't know that. That's a
Yeah,
first for me. I
I think if
figured
you
there'd be a
back
beer
up,
tent, you know.
Zach, if you back up in past Olympics, I think my understanding, the stories that I've heard, there's been a few hotels destroyed by teams, and so
Well, I can imagine. I mean, it's just
you
I
get
would
some
think that'd be
Olympic
a pretty big
wrestlers in there
celebration.
and drinking, and
It,
things get irate.
it is, if you're in the main village, there's there's a lot of people. Once they're done competing, they let loose and they just go have a good time. So that really is a thing.
Yep.
Being in the satellite village, we had a much quieter environment. Um, we stayed in a boarding school, was where we were at, and there were like two other teams in that boarding school with us. There were two other sites in the town of Chatteroux that shooters were at as well. So it was nice and quiet, laid back, where we could focus on ourselves and getting ready for competition.
So
How was the beds this time around? I know the last time around your beds were cardboard.
Yeah, so the main village, they were cardboard again. In our village, we actually had real beds with a memory foam mattress, so it really
oh, that's
wasn't
nice.
terrible. No, but we paid for it because
Nice.
our food was awful. Our food was so bad, I ate 2 meals in our cafeteria and never ate there again.
That's what I was gonna ask. Is you're over in Paris? Like, how was the food? That was my next question.
French food is not what everybody cracks it up to be. It is very bland, very plain. You know, it doesn't. It's not even close enough to compare with Italy. Like you can't.
Yeah.
French food compared to the rest of Europe is awful.
Well,
They don't season stuff, is my understanding.
Yeah, it's
it just
it.
they put
I
butter
would
on it.
come.
I mean, hey,
Yeah, Italy would be like an Outback Steakhouse, and French food is McDonald's. That's your comparison.
damn.
So what you're saying, Derrick, is Frenchie, Nick Berry, we'll call him out. His food is not very good, is what you're saying.
That just is. I don't even want to. I'm not even going to touch that because the fact that you compared Italy to Outback hurt me, and then Like Outback was a good thing. Like what? Like that was there was all kinds of shots
You just
fired right
stuck
there.
the Italian. You just shafted him a little bit. Gave him a
Yo,
little
you
shaft.
hurt me. You hurt me. Any way you went around that
My
statement was wrong.
all right, my bad. Italy's a little better than Outback.
Oh my! He's like, yeah, I was happy. It was
Like
when I was in
Longhorn.
Italy. It was just like I got my bloomin' onion and my and my and my wheat
My
rolls, and I'm like,
Foster's.
oh, that's sick. Because we go there and we just like, oh, this is horrible. Yeah, I mean, you can't take the Midwest out of these people. I'm sorry. You give them cinnamon butter and they lose their mind. They think that's high cuisine. All right, folks, we got to take a real quick break and acknowledge the official target of the ATA, White Flyer. They've been sponsoring us since the beginning, and they make a great target. What do you think, Rick?
It's the best target in the ATA. Shout out to everybody there, all the reps, Bill Daniels, Josh Taylor, Nick Arnold, Robert Crow, everything they do for the sport and all the shoots. Really appreciate it.
They're always there. They're always trying to make a better target, and they're always supporting the game that we love so much. With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
But so moving on. So can you go as many days as you want before to practice, or is there a limit to that?
They had the range open like 8 or 9 days ahead of opening ceremonies. I think we were there for 5.
So there's no rules to go get some, if you want to go there a week before and shoot it for a week, you can do that.
Yeah, there was a limit to how early you could get there because they were preparing the facility and everything. And they were actually still working on it when we were practicing. So, they were still laying
How many
stuff
days
out.
do you think you really need to shoot a range that you've never shot before to prepare for something like the Olympics? I mean, it's a once in a lifetime, deal. I mean, do you think you need at least 2 days, 3 days? I mean, what's your...
Yeah, everyone's different. Every situation is different. If it's like the range there was kind of like a lot of them that we shoot in Europe. There was a big green berm at 90 meters that went up pretty high that the target stayed in for the most part. So the adaptation from another range in Europe was not that great. I personally was glad that I had an extra 2 or 3 days because my first 3 days there, I was struggling. Like I was shooting 21s and 22s and not in a good place. And finally, the last day that I got to shoot of unofficial practice, we threw a Band-Aid on a gushing leak, and it managed to stick and kind of got me into a place where I was ready to go. But it was one of those deals. You just take a long shot on a change.
And who helped you with that? Was that Jay or Lance?
Jay and Lance both. We were all three of us were scratching our head, pulling our hair out, trying to figure out what I was missing, what was making me panic on the exit of the target. And finally we just said, to heck with it, throw your gun up there high and see where it goes. And I ran the last 15 of that round and then went back out and shot one more and broke 25. And that kind of just let all the emotion come out. Like I was not in a good place. I was really legitimately concerned that, I was going to be there and I was going to look like I didn't belong. And that's a very scary feeling.
Well, and it's the biggest stage of shooting, being the Olympics,
right?
Regardless, trap, skeet, whatever.
And you get once every 4
those
years.
Extra emotions.
Yeah, you get once every 4 years if you're lucky to go multiple times, and so that adds a whole extra level of pressure. And I'd put so much into getting there that that pressure had really built on me. And luckily, I was able to kind of work through it and get to a spot where I was ready to compete. Now, I walked out the first round and missed 2 of the first 8 targets I shot, and that was not the start I wanted.
Yeah,
By any means.
That's just winner's tax, baby.
I think I had 8 or 9 second barrels that first round too. Like I was all over the place. And I was trying way too hard. Go back out the second round and missed. I think I missed my 15th or 16th target. I think it was. I think it was the 16th target I missed.
All right, Trap Talk listeners, let's take a couple seconds and thank a couple more sponsors. First of all, Remington's been with us since day one. I've been shooting these shells since 2007. I shoot the Nitro 27 from the 27-yard line, ounce and eighth, 7.5, and STS ounce and eighth, eighths for singles and doubles. They've worked great for me, as they do a lot of top shooters all around the country. Give them a try. Don't forget the gun club line when you're practicing and you're wanting to save a little bit of money.
We'd also like to thank another sponsor, Outlaw Engineering. Randy Freston, R2. I've known Randy since 1988. They do engineering, surveying, drafting, GIS, civil, structural, land development, wetland permitting. They do it all.
And they're friends of trap shooters. I mean, they're a trap shooting family. They've been in the ATA forever. His dad's been involved. They're involved. They're a beautiful family. They're great people. And we just love that they listen to the show, and we love that they support Trap Talk.
Yeah, his dad was past president in 1989. So I really want to thank those guys for the support. I really appreciate it here at Trap Talk.
With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
You said you were trying too hard. You know, what do you, I think people do that all the time. You know, they shoot good Monday through Thursday, and then come championship events, they tighten up and the scores go down. You know, what is going on in your mind when you're trying too hard, and how do you let go of that and go back to what you do?
You know, for me, I'm usually too focused on how I'm trying to break the target, like too focused on what I'm doing when the target comes out and where I'm trying to put the gun, trying to make it happen. And you know, to get away from that, I have to go back to my basics of see the target and go shoot it. Like that's the change that I had to make. I had to get my thought process right, where I was only thinking about looking at the target, seeing the target before anything else happened, and not worrying about how I'm moving with the target. Just go break it. Like that was where my shift in thought process went to. But yeah, so it definitely, the first round and a half of competition was not very pretty. I was definitely wound up way too tight, and after I missed that third target, so in like my 16th of the second round, I was just like, all right, I'm at a spot. I'm like, I know it's going to take a 122 to get in the final. Like I knew I could not miss again, and I whatever that thought gave me allowed me to flip that switch on, and I just went on a big run. A run that doesn't happen very often, especially when you're at the Olympic Games. You know, I think there was one other guy that had a run exactly like mine, and that was a guy from Australia, Mitch Isles. He missed his 16th target of the second round as well, and we both broke our last 89 of qualification to get in the shoot-off to get in the final.
Yeah, I know Mitch. I know his grandpa really well, Billy Isles. So
yeah,
I've shot a lot of ATA trap with Billy.
Yeah, I think he's been talking with me some. I think him and what's the other guy's name? The other Australian made the final.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah, I can't think of his name, but I know who you're talking about.
I don't know why I'm having a mental block. But anyway, I think they're going to come over and shoot
Not
the
enough
grand.
coffee yet, Derrick.
Yeah, I guess I need some more.
We don't do many AM podcasts because the guests need to get their espresso in, their breakfast or whatever. But he said 9 a.m., so here we are, boom, shooting an episode.
Yeah, so I actually think they're going to come over and shoot the grand this year coming up.
I know Mitch was wanting to come and with his and there was talk about Billy coming over too, possibly his grandpa. So Billy used to shoot a lot with Leo.
Right. Yeah. That's what Mitch always tells stories about, shooting with Leo there in Australia.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Cause Leo went down there and just showed up, had to borrow a gun, and it was a similar Beretta, and he actually set, I think, the Australian record. He broke a 200 straight down there with a borrowed
Yeah.
gun. I don't think they wanted him to come back to
They said,
Australia.
thanks for coming, Leo, you bastard.
Big L was
No.
known to do that a little bit.
He was salty.
Yeah. Yeah, but back to the shooting over there. When you find yourself in that situation where you know you can't miss anymore, um, it really it either really focuses you in, or you get to a spot where you can't function because you get so tense and so tight. I was fortunate enough that it locked me in mentally to finishing out the qualification, and then through the shoot off. I went 13 straight in that shoot off to make the final.
So is it a missing out when you get to that last part?
Yeah, when you get in the shoot off, it is a missing out one shot per target.
Okay. So
One barrel.
if you whiff the first one, it's a long plane ride home. We got another sponsor we got to thank.
Yep.
Shotguns West, the Pilas, baby. Check out these wings. Ricky don't got these. He ain't that stylish.
Oh, folks, listen. Zach tries to wear these driving down the road, doing podcasts. It's okay. We still love
Hey,
it.
when you look good, you don't have to apologize. Remember that. Not only can you hit more targets, but you could look good doing it. Give Ryan a call.
That's right.
With that being said,
Let's get back to the show.
how did it all shake out? Because I mean, I wasn't aware. Like, where did everyone place? Did we have any wins? I mean, what was the outcome?
Yeah, so going into the final, I had the number 6 bib, and after 25 targets, I was one ahead of the bro guy from Guatemala, and then James Willett from Australia. He got eliminated after the 25 targets in 6th. We shot 5 more. And if I'd have hit that 5, I would have continued on and had a real good chance at winning a medal. Unfortunately, I missed my 5th target in that pass, put me in a tie with the guy from Guatemala. And since he had beat me in that shoot off to get into the final, it came down to me and him to go into the final. And then we had to continue shooting. He beat me in that shoot off to take the tiebreaker. Which allowed him to continue on, and ultimately he won the bronze medal.
In argument's sake, you were 5th.
5th.
Yes, yeah, I finished 5th,
and that's pretty damn
salty.
damn good.
Yeah, that's the best any Americans finished since 2004 when Lance finished 5th, and Lance won a medal in '96. Was the last time an American had finished better than that. In '92,
he won the bronze
Jay actually
and
finished 5th. Yeah, Lance and Josh Lakatos shot off for silver, and they went like 28, 29 straight in that shoot off before Lance missed.
That was what, 96 Olympics, wasn't it?
Yeah,
in
Atlanta. Yep.
Yeah, I remember them quite well. Yeah, because Lance was an ATA shooter originally.
Yeah. He quit ATA when he was like 16 or 17, moved to Colorado Springs, and
he still shot a little ATA there, I think. They'd come back to the Grand, him and Lakatos, because Lakatos was originally a skeet shooter.
Okay.
Is what he shot a little bit of, and then he transitioned or shot a lot of trap then. And yeah, because I was at the training center the one year at Nationals. Lakatos shot his backup gun and broke 100 straight at Nationals with his backup gun. I said, yeah, why don't you get your other gun out and shoot it? So, but yeah, those guys. And now who's coaching Team USA now?
At this moment, we don't have a coach.
I had heard a rumor that Jay was no longer coaching.
Yeah, they let him go. I don't know what the reason is. I've got my speculation, but I'd rather not go there.
Absolutely. Yeah. So is Lance still going to help out?
Not that I'm aware of. He has not been asked to help out in any way. I'm very disappointed. I feel like Jay was very loved, and Lance as well, loved by all of our athletes. He certainly was a really good national coach. Won more medals as a coach than anybody in USA shooting history, with the exception of Lloyd. But Lloyd did it over a 20-year period. Jay did it in 7.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah. Lloyd was my coach, him and Tom Garrigus, when I was there shooting in 88 to 92, I think 3, something like that and such. So, yeah, interesting. Well, that's too bad to hear that. So, hopefully, they can get that figured out because 3
yeah,
more years.
Hey, Trop Talk listeners, let's take a quick second to thank a couple more amazing sponsors. SOS Clays Shoot Management. They're doing a fantastic job. I love the app. I love being able to see everything on my phone instantaneously. It's freaking awesome. Rick, what do you think?
Yeah, Greg Pink and his group over there. I mean, they've got majority of the satellite grands, majority of the state shoots. I think it's 40 plus state shoots they're doing. But the app, honestly, we were doing a little beta testing with that at the Spring Grand. It's awesome. You can see your squad if they paid. You know, you can see your options, your payouts. The whole works at your fingertips. Great deal. They're just
Ricky
killing
knew how
it
much
over there.
money he made before he even got off the line. He was like, hey, I'm buying lunch. I'm like, yeah, good job. We're good to go.
That's
We
right.
also got gun and trophy insurance. I mean, they're the best in the business. I know they're great price. Ricky, you're familiar with them, right?
Yeah, Cole and Larry Cushman been long-time supporters of myself, and I've been a supporter of them, and you know, especially with my college team. You know, we require insurance. It's so fast and easy to sign up and get your insurance in literally 10 minutes. You can have your guns insured, and they're just great. They're great to deal with. Like I said, you can do your trophies also, you know, your wildlife animals and that such, and your guns. It's just a great.
It's
product.
always good when you're
Great
traveling
product.
around to have that peace of mind and know that you don't have to worry about losing your stuff forever. And these are expensive things, especially when you got those Craig offs. You got to keep them insured. So,
Oh, exactly.
with that being said,
let's get back to the show.
well, you know, we got a selection match coming up here like the 18th or 20th of January.
January. Yeah.
So we need to have some kind of idea going forward what the schedule is going to look like, where we're going. You know, we're at this point we're just kind of sitting here in the cold, waiting on information to come. But
Where's your selection match at?
Palm Beach, Florida.
Interesting.
So
How many
we're
bunkers
gonna
did they
do.
have down there?
They built 5.
Oh, they did at Palm Beach. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the state-owned range that
Mm-hmm.
they had kind of a snafu. Had to go in and cut the tops off the bunker and redo them to get the machines to fit in. But
sometimes you got to
I've
make a
been
little
down there.
adjustment.
Yeah, I've been down there shooting a couple times, and it's a nice green background. Weather will be great in January. You know, a lot better than going to Tucson in January.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is Tucson still gonna be used as a facility, or is that kind of?
I I don't know. I don't know what's going to go on there. I just know that USA Shooting came to an agreement with West Palm for this selection match in January, um, and would assume that we're going to go back to Hillsdale for the Nationals in our second selection match later this year or later in 25, but
Yeah.
not sure on dates yet. Just kind of
So,
sitting
so
here in a
here's a
holding
question I
pattern.
have for you, Derrick. You know, we just got done with Paris. We've got the next games in 2028 in LA. If somebody's a good shot or, you know, interested at this point in time, do they have enough time to start thinking 2028 and start training and doing this? Or like what's the window where you'd say a person has an opportunity to say, yeah, I'm going to go down this road. Where do I start? And what does that look like?
So you would want to start sooner rather than later. You still have opportunity to get in the rotation, get in the cycle. This match in January will be the first leg of selections for the World Championships in 2025. Um, and then our nationals will be the first leg of selections for 26. And 26 will be the start of the really important selection matches and World Cups and World Championships. That's quotas will start being out there in 26. Start earning world rankings to put yourself into position to potentially get a named quota. All that stuff will start in 2026. So there's definitely time to get in the cycle, get some experience. Um, it's going to take you every bit of 4 years to get yourself ready to even think
Yeah.
about making the Olympic team. So you definitely would, even if you haven't practiced one bit, you would definitely want to come to Palm Beach and shoot that match just to get the experience.
Well, that's good advice because I know there's a lot of good shooters in this country, and there's a lot of good shooters that listen to our show, and maybe they're primarily ATA trap shooters, and they're like, okay, what do I want to do, and how do I want to shift this? And I know a lot of people are wanting the opportunity to represent the country, and that's a great accomplishment. I think that's a great achievement, and not everybody gets the opportunity to do it, but
No.
some people get after it and go down that road, and it seems like it's a worthy process. Also, we've got Mid-State Precious Metals, Ron Prescott. He's a great guy for all your gold and silver needs. Ricky, tell him about our friend.
Yeah, Ron, he graciously donated a 10-ounce silver bar to our live in-person podcast in Tucson. And, he has everything. I bought a bunch of silver from him. We got our silver and gold for the fun day at the Nevada State Shoot on Monday this year. John got all the silver and gold for the Nevada State Shoot. So look him up for your silver and gold needs. He'll give you the best price out there.
He really is, and he's a friend of the trap shooters. I mean, he's looking to get gold and silver to these gun clubs for their shoots at the lowest price across the country. He's doing them a service and helping grow the sport. So, thank you so much for that, Ron.
Yeah, thank you, Ron. We appreciate it.
With that being said,
let's get to the show.
Well, and I think too that if, I shot a lot of bunkers as a kid, if you could shoot ATA doubles and you're not a slow shooter like Zach, that's being, funny.
Very slow.
But yeah, if you can shoot double trap, then, you have a shot at shooting Olympic trap. Because, you want to make sure you can use your second barrel. It's always good to use the first barrel first, like any other game. But I would recommend that, getting with someone, get some lessons at it, and Derrick's coach, Gary Fitzgerald, could help you, I'm sure.
Yeah, he wouldn't be my first recommendation for bunker lessons. But
I know that was a little just shot at Gary. I haven't talked to him for a while, but
I'm sure Gary could help you with the mental approach and learn how
the
to
mental approach.
Not be so soft and mentally weak.
Exactly.
No mentally weak people around here.
Zach, Zach, you still got time. You're young enough.
Hey, I mean, right now, I do have a couple gray hairs on my head, but I'm looking. I guess I could. How old are you, Derrick?
I'm 39.
See?
Yeah. So, but he's already been to 2 Olympics at 39. I'm 33, so it's more of a.
Okay.
So when I was looking back at my pictures for Tokyo, I had a full head of hair like you did at Tokyo. The last 3 years, the stress of making another team and going through all that, I lost a lot of hair.
Yeah, well, don't they say something like the grass don't grow where there's a lot of work on the field?
Something like that.
I'm paraphrasing.
I also know that I have to stay shaved because if I let my facial hair grow in, it's rather not so much pepper left in the salt and pepper mix.
Hey, Derrick, I call this the Sean Hawley look.
That's the distinguished goatee. All right, folks, we got to take a quick second and give a shout out to the Cardinal Center in Marengo, Ohio. They hold the Cardinal Classic, and they also hold the Ohio State Shoot, which is home of the first back fence shootout. Ricky, what do you think about Ohio?
Listen, I love the Cardinal Center. I actually broke the first 100 from the 27 there at their very first shoot ever. Great place, Jake Spangler and their whole clan there. They do an awesome job at running the shoots. The Ohio State shoots ran by the Ohio State Association. The Cardinal Classic's right after the Grand, so if you're looking for some more points right after the Grand, hit that up so you can get a little more points than old Zach here. But listen, it's a great shoot. Great facility.
It really is. I personally love the RVs. They've got great camping there. They've got a great time, good shoot, good target presentation. Go check it out. It's worth putting on your list. With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
Is there anything else new going on in your life? Is there anything else you'd want to share with us in your world?
Yeah, so you guys are probably noticing I'm wearing a Krieghoff hat.
I did happen to notice.
Welcome
Yeah,
back.
yeah. So it's good to be home. I'm really excited about the future working with Krieghoff. I'm been really enjoying the gun for the last couple months. Shot at National Sporting Clays, and shot really better than I have for quite a while across the board at nationals. Didn't win anything, but I was top 10 in about everything. So I'm really liking where I'm at. Just shooting a pattern stock, getting used to the gun, and hopefully into this month, first part of January, I'll get my final stock back from Winnig and really be able to start rolling.
So let's talk configuration for a second here. What kind of gun are you setting up right now? Length barrels, rib type, point of impact. What's your go-to?
I'm going to shoot the 32-inch Parkour X. Shoot that across the board for everything. I'll have an adjustable comb in my Winnig stock, and I'll probably throw a 16th or an 1/8 inch spacer in there when I'm shooting bunker or ATA or anything like that. But
Okay.
For the most part,
So
I
Parkour
won't
X.
hardly
Now that Parkour X barrel is a little bit lighter than the traditional, correct?
No, it's heavier.
Yeah, it's about halfway between a standard sporter and the original Parkour barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So standard, it's a little lighter, heavier
Yep.
than the Parkour.
Cool.
The Parkour
Right.
X in between.
It's like
Yep.
4 ounces. It's 8 ounces, if I remember right, Derrick. It's 8 ounces from a standard to a parkour, so it's 4 ounces heavier than the parkour.
Yeah,
I
I
think.
actually think on the newer stuff the variation isn't quite that much. My
Okay.
Parkour X barrels are not quite 2 ounces lighter than Dad's Sporter barrels, and
Okay.
the regular Parkour barrels I weighed were only like 3 ounces lighter than the X barrel. So
Okay.
There's
So
not as
they've
big of
changed it a little bit.
a difference between the two anymore.
yeah, not as big of a difference.
Okay.
Now, you shooting
And
fixed choked or you shooting choke tubes?
no, I've been shooting the factory chokes. Whatever
The
they
KTWs,
figured
the
out with
extended?
the yeah, the Parkour X barrels with the factory chokes.
Yep.
And they just hit targets hard. So, hard to argue with the results when you're practicing anyway. So,
When you're shooting bunker, what's your ideal choking that you use?
I shoot tight chokes when I'm shooting bunker. I shoot at least an improved modified on the first shot, and a full on the second. I think
30, 35.
I think on this new setup, I'm going to shoot a number 3 and a number 4. Will
Yeah.
probably be
So
my
30
go-to.
thousandths and 35 thousandths
Yeah.
restriction.
Okay. So
So
you like the tightness, you like knowing where the gun's at, you like really getting a good break on that target, you like staying tight, nothing. And because you're not that
yeah,
far away from the target when you're shooting on the first shot, right?
no, we're not quite 17 yards from where the target leaves the house.
So you would think
Your
it's
first shot's
17 yards, there's got to be guys shooting modifieds or even closer more open than that at 17 yards, right or no?
well, the target's so
No.
fast that your first shot's still out at about 35 yards for the
Yeah.
fast guys. So it's getting away from you. I've tried shooting more open chokes and it breaks the targets just fine. But mentally, when I put that more open choke in, I feel like I have to speed up, and that's not a good thing when you're shooting bunker trap.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the top shooters in ATA are still shooting tighter chokes, even at the 16-yard line where there's not a lot
Well,
of distance. There's shooting full chokes every shot that they shoot. So I'm a big fan of tight. I'm a big fan of recognition of the break and
now
having
you
the
are.
confidence. Huh?
Now you are.
Well, I've always had the full in. I just didn't know how to put the shot where it needed to be.
You didn't always have full. He'd run these damn chokes that said brain on them. Modified.
He's always talking. He don't necessarily know, but that's okay.
Oh, I know. I got pictures of him.
Those brain chokes were working.
Yeah. They
Whatever
worked
you
all
got
right.
to tell yourself.
All right, folks, we got to take another quick break and thank one of our show sponsors, 73 Pointers Ranch, Jonesburg, Missouri. Rick and Carla Burke, best place in the area to go shoot chuckers and pheasants and have a great time. Rick, we got to get you down there.
Yeah, I need to come in. Hopefully I can do some hunting with you guys and come to your the annual clay shoot in August right after the Grand.
It's a lot of fun. It's the Optimist Club charity shoot. They throw a charity shoot. They put it on, and it's wonderful. I think last year they had over 100 entries into it, and it's just a good time. With that being said,
let's get back to the show.
So moving into 2025, you said you have a selection master in January. Is there any other stuff that's coming down the pipe that you're really focused on, or is there any good training tips for the listeners?
So going into 25, my plan is as long as I make the team, I'm going to go to a couple World Cups, one in Argentina, one in Italy, and then hopefully the World Championships are in Greece in October. The rest of my year is going to be focused on sporting clays and kind of getting my game back up to where I want it to be in sporting clays. The last couple years have been very frustrating for me in the fact that putting so much into the Olympics, I really neglected my sporting game, and that was always frustrating when I get to a big shoot like nationals or the U.S. Open or the World Championships. I knew I could do it. I wasn't quite. I was making little
Prepared.
mistakes here or there. So I'm gonna put some more effort back into sporting clays this upcoming year. Still gonna work at bunker, but gonna try and relax and have a little more fun this year. Go
I
to
see.
go to some more
Now,
shoots that I want to go to.
yeah, and you're doing stuff with Vero Beach Sporting Club, aren't you?
Yeah, so I actually started a job as a consultant for the Vero Beach Clay Shooting Sports and Elite Shotguns
Okay.
this summer, and so I'm mostly working with the gun club down there, helping the staff get things looking right, helping with formats of shoots and ideas for the facilities moving forward. That's going to be my focus. I'll be down there helping them with the Caribbean Classic in February. I'm going to set the main event and fee task, and then we'll have some other guys set the prelims, but I'm still going to be involved and oversee them and give them my blessing on those
Now,
targets.
what is that club just sporting only, or have they added
Yes.
any? Okay, just sporting.
We built a brand new 5-stand this year. Just it looks awesome. It ties in and matches with our clubhouse. It's a small club. They're like not quite 40 acres.
I was
So
gonna say
it's
that's what I
pretty
thought it
tight.
was. Yeah.
Small sporting clays only. But we've got we've got a great clubhouse with a great facility.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen the clubhouse pictures, and Caitlin Koenig does some. Our friend Zach that you used to call Stinky.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to give some backstory because you can't just say I called someone stinky without any reference. But when we were in Dubai, they lost her luggage, so for a week she had to wear the only clothes that she had, like that was like
Wash them every night. Yeah.
one pair of leggings and one hoodie or whatever that she brought with her because she didn't get her luggage back till the end of the week. So I
Goodness.
mean, yeah, I might have been a little bit mean and I nicknamed her Stinky, but it is what it is. She called me Giuseppe because I was the Italian that was always working the deals. I was trying to figure out what the tip rates were in the Durhams.
All right, folks, we need to take a quick second and get to a new show sponsor, Big Red Motorsports. Big Red, they're personal friends of mine, Jason and George Lee, and they're also a personal sponsor of mine.
Now, I'll say this. Ricky looked great driving around in that side-by-side. I got some free rides down at Tucson, the Autumn Grand. I think it's awesome that they deliver all across the country, and obviously they love trap shooters, they love trap shooting, and they're doing a great job.
Listen, they got Can-Am, Kawasaki, CF Moto, Triton trailers. Hit them up. We'll take care of you guys. With that being said,
let's get to the show.
At Vero Beach now, when's the shoot in February?
It is the first full week of February. So like the 7th, I think.
Yeah.
7th through the 12th or somewhere, whatever that week is. It starts on Monday, ends the following Monday.
Monday. Okay. Yeah. I've always wanted to come down and shoot at that club and shoot at a couple other clubs down there, but there's always other shoots going on. And then we got the Spring Grand in February in Tucson.
Well, you can come down and shoot the Caribbean, then shoot the Jack Links, and then go to Tucson for the Spring Grand.
It all is out.
Is that how is Jack Links? Jack Links is 2 weeks before Tucson, I think. I think it goes
Oh,
Caribbean, Jack Links.
yeah. So the Caribbean is the 3rd through the 10th. Jack Links is the 11th through the 16th. So
Yeah,
you'd have
it
time.
fit. And then the Spring Grand is the 24th through the 2nd or 3rd.
Oh
Yeah,
I
yeah, you
know,
got
I
lots of
know,
time to get out there
I
I
then.
thought
know that's right.
I have to look at my dates here. Well,
He's figuring it out.
Zach's not going to the Spring Grand. He's chickened out.
Yeah, I know.
So
I was gonna say, is he scared of losing his average?
No, no,
yeah.
no. That's not a fear that I have. No, you never know. I
You
might show
know,
up. Ricky will keep chirping and chirping and chirping, and then I'll go. But
And he'll
right
Ray,
go
now,
and
Ray
he'll have to
Stafford still
shoot.
shoots out there. Uh,
yeah.
Ray Stafford's still shooting out there, and he's not
I
worried
know.
about losing his average.
Oh
You know
no,
what average gets you, Derrick?
yeah, I know. I'm not worried about that part of it. It's just, I'm not a career professional shooter like you guys. So at some
Oh,
point
here
in
we
time,
go.
I gotta fit some months in a row where I'm in the office working consistently, and doing what I got to do. And that I find that I don't do it from May till September. So I pretty much, I got to pick a window where I'm, dedicated to being in the office and doing what I got to do. But yeah, I mean, you never know. I could slip away for the Spring Grand. Right now, I'm thinking Southern Grand
Florida
and
State.
then the Florida State shoot is kind of my thoughts because it's work from now until March, and then take a 2 week break, and then work another couple months until the end of May, and then shooting season starts. Right, so that's kind of the way it's working right now. And then also we've got Shot Show in January. I always
That's
go to
when you'll
that.
be
So
you'll be
so
doing your selection
Selection, right?
match.
yeah. So
So I
so
Yep.
guess no one from Team USA will be at the shot show then.
Yeah, you might get some of the skeet shooters out there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's probably who would possibly be there. So interesting.
Well, Derrick, it's always great to speak with you. You got a lot of good info. Is there anything else you want to drop on us? Any knowledge, tidbits, helpful stuff before we get out of here? Because we can have you on many, many times. You're probably going to go to LA Olympics. You're going to win more World Cups. You're going to win more World Championships. I mean, we just call it the Derrick Mine Show. I mean, but what do you got for the people? Give them some knowledge.
I think this is the right time of year to talk about it. You've got to give yourself a break. When you're in the grind competing, you have to give yourself a break. That's something that I haven't been able to do the last couple winters. So I don't know that I'm going to touch my gun from now until maybe after the first of the year. Give myself a 3 or 4 week break from shooting, and let myself refresh a little bit, and then that also helps you get back to having fun and enjoying, and have the desire to want to get out there and compete.
That is
So
correct.
taking a break is not a bad thing.
That's
Yeah.
that's good advice. I think slowing it down, spending time doing what you want to do outside of the shooting world, enjoying the family,
Yep.
reflecting on the year, reflecting on what you're going to do move forward. And I always was taught that sometimes you let the bad habits fall off by just putting it down, because if you get into my thing is, the more and more I shoot deeper into the year, I start kind of cheating off the line when I call pull. I start kind of wanting to go. And if I just put the gun down for a couple months, when I pick it up the next time, it's still again. It's not, you're not kind of going on that timing anymore. You're
Right.
just, you're just going off of reaction, which I think that's a beautiful thing. And sometimes when we get stuck in, the mundane, okay, pull, go, pull, go, pull, go, you lose sight of what you have to do to get to the next level. So,
Right. In
um,
22, when I won the world championships, I shot 2 practice days in 6 weeks leading up to that match, and one of them was the day before I flew over. Um,
Yeah.
and that's
yeah, you
arguably
just,
my best bunker shoot of my life. I shot a 123, and then broke 56 out of 58 in the final, I think, or
you
56 out of
just
59.
sling it on out there.
Yeah. So
So
I feel like if you're in a good place, taking a break
Yep.
doesn't hurt you. If you're in a bad place, sometimes you need a refresher. So,
Yeah.
you just let yourself you got to trust yourself. And if you feel like you need to pound away and work through some stuff, then you do that. If you feel like you're tired and worn out and that's causing your mistakes, don't be afraid to take a break.
Well, I love that. Well, you heard it here, folks, from Derrick Mine, the man, the myth, the legend. Future 2028 LA gold medalist. So I'm voting on him. You got my vote. So hopefully it works out, and then we can do an episode on it if we're
Hey, Zach, when is the Olympics in 28, Derek? What month will they be in?
It'll be July or August,
July
somewhere
or
in
August.
there.
So hopefully it's not during the Grand, and possibly even
I
if it
bet
is, I bet it's going to be, at least during the
yeah,
prelims, probably, I think is what it
yeah.
is. But Zach, I say we just go to the Olympics.
if we're gonna go, we should shoot.
Well, oh yeah, okay.
Ricky Marshall's doing it, baby. He still got it. I mean, your glasses aren't that thick yet. I still believe in you. I
Listen,
think you can
they're
do it.
thin. These are
I
readers.
tell you what, if I leave LA with a gold medal, we'll meet up somewhere and we'll just do an in-person live interview, not over the camera, not over Zoom. And
Well, listen, we might be at the Olympics. I
We'll
mean,
be
I
there.
just
We'll be
say-
there.
I
We'll
think
be
we
there
should
celebrating
go
with you in the
as a
non-alcoholic
team.
tents.
Zach could be the guy
I'm
there,
not
Derek.
I'm not restricted to the village, so I can leave and we can
Okay,
go
good.
celebrate elsewhere.
That's good because
I
if,
know
if,
some people in LA.
if we were restricted, I was going to be in there bootlegging in my cowboy boots. I'd be like, "Hey, anybody need a $30 shot?"
Zach's got to figure out a way to pay for the trip, Derek. It's that Italian in
Yeah.
him.
I got to work an
Yeah.
angle somehow.
Well,
Oh.
your pass to get in the village to even do that would cost you way more than I think you could make enough liquor to sell to pay
Yeah.
off that. So
Yeah, I'd have to
you're-
work it.
Can
we'll
we
have
get some
to.
press passes? I mean, how long does it take to get that?
Yeah, we need Trap Talk passes. We're there. We're the media.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. All right. Yeah, you're probably right. So, well, Derek, like I said, we love having you on the show. I know
Yep.
people are going to eat the episode up, and thank you for sharing with us your experience to Paris and kind of how it went and where your mind's at, and your congratulations on your Craig off, and we're looking forward to seeing how that's going to work moving forward for you. We know it's going to be good. And everybody listening in, thank you for tuning in. Happy Friday. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Go to traptalkpodcast.com. Check us out. Keep sharing the love, wearing your merch, and we appreciate you. So thank you all for tuning in.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for having me.
With that being said, Trap Talk listeners, if you love everything about Trap Talk, please subscribe to our page. Also, throw some likes on the videos that you enjoy. It really means the world to us.
Yeah, comment on each episode. We read them. We respond to them. With that, let's get to the show.